Sa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So today we have a new sutta called Tanha Sankhya Sutta. Tanha Sankhya Sutta. This was preached looking at knowing about Venerable Kondanya, who was the first disciple who attained Nibbana in our Buddhist dispensation. So it's also a very short sutta. So I think we have only 2 more short suttas, and then we'll move on to do the suttas in order from where we have stopped. So now we know that before we start, we know now that the most part to explain is the Gatha part. The reading the sutta will not be that much difficult in the larger suttas also. But when we come into the Gatha, there are lots of things to be discussed, and also we have to refer to the commentary as well. So that's why even though the suttas are very short, we are taking much time, because the Gatha itself has lots of fundamental and philosophical teachings related to the related to Buddhism. So from after we have finished these short suttas, we'll be able to do a entire sutta, including the gathas, at once. So then we'll try to finish the Udana in a more. But the thing is, when we come to the Gatha, there will be lots of discussions going on, because to understand the Gatha, the commentary have given alternative explanations and so forth. But I think you are now aware that Gatha are the ones that need a lot of attention when we are trying to understand. The prose part is quite easier, because it flows like a story normally. But when we come into the suttas like Sangyutta Nikaya and some of the Majjhima Nikaya sutras, Anguttara Nikaya is relatively explaining about the facts. It's not, there is a slight easiness in understanding Anguttara Nikaya. But when we come into Sangyutta Nikaya, and also the some Majjhima Nikaya and few Digha Nikaya suttas, we find the philosophical aspects are also being explained in the prose sutta itself. Udana is more like into a story type. The sutta is more like to a story type. But when you come to Sangyutta Nikaya and all these, the philosophical aspects, deep points are also found in the sutras, which also need some attention and scrutinization in understanding. Yeah. So we'll try to finish this sutta today. Tanha Sankhya Sutta. Tanha Sankhya Sutta. So anyone is volunteer to translate this? Please, someone, could you please translate?
Okay, I'll do it one more time.
Sorry, I haven't shared the screen actually. Sorry. Okay, right. Yes, Dr. Ryan, please go ahead.
Ewang misutang ekang samayang pakawa sawatiyang viharati chetavane anatapindikasta arame. This was heard by me at one time. The Blessed One was dwelling in Chetavana Anatapindikasta monastery near Savatthi. Pinako Vanasamayena Ayasama Anyasi Kondanyo Pagkawato Awidore ni Seno Hoti Palan kang Apuchitoa Uchungka yang Banidaya Tanha Sangkaya Vimukten Pachawikhamano. Then at the time the Venerable Anyasi Kondanya were sitting near the Blessed One, having sat in the cross-legged posture, having kept the body straight, was reflecting the liberation of the destruction of craving. Adasa ko bagawa ayasmantang anyasi kondanyang awidore ni senang palankang abuchito ujum ka yang panijaya tanha sangkaya vimukten pachawekamanang. Then the blessed one saw the venerable Anyasi Kondanya, who was sitting near the blessed one, having sat in the cross-legged posture, having kept the body straight, was reflecting the liberation of the destruction of craving. Atako bagawa etamatang vidito tayang wilayang imang udanang udanesi. And the blessed one, having known this meaning at the time, uttered this utterance. Then according to the commentary, then let's see, the etamatang vidito di etang anyasi kondanyate rasa akafala pacawekanang vidito tadatadi panang imang udanang udanesi. So the blessed one, having known the reflection of the Arhatafala of the Venerable Anyasi Kondanya, uttered this utterance to explain that meaning. Then we go to the Gatha. Yassa mulang japanati penanati kokuto lata. So what it means is who does not have root and ground. So here ground means asawa. According to the commentary, it means asawa niwarana ayunisomanaskara. And then he does not have leaf. Then where is the creeper from? And so the leaf, so here the leaf is panna. Then according to the commentary, it means mada, pamada, maya, sataya, and so on. So it's the mada is intoxicant, pamada is negligence, maya is the deceit. And then it also mentioned the sataya. Sataya is the treachery. And so the creeper is the lata. According to the commentary, it refers to the mana, atimana. So this conceit and high conceit. So that is the first way to translate. And according to commentary, that we can also flip the order. So we can also translate, or he does not have creeper. Where is the leaf from? So now the next one is the tang dirang pandana mutang ko tang nenditu marahati. Then he is the wise who is free from bondage. Then who is worthy to blame him? And dewa pi nang pasang santi pramuna pi pasang sito. Then the deity, the deities praise him. But according to the commentary, then in the word, because of the word api, so here we have to include the human as well. And then, then he was praised by Mahaprama, and also because of the word api, so we have to include the Brahma, the Naga, Yakka, and Gandapa as well. So that's what it means, according to my understanding.
Yeah, sadhu. Very nicely translated, very in detail. So thank you very much. And I think everyone could understand. So the data and everything was translated very in detail, and also giving the references like what the words means according to the Theravada tradition. So the prose, there's nothing much to explain. here, but if you go quickly, evam me sutang ekang samayam bhagava savatyang viharati jetavane anathapindikassarami. Then tena kospana samayena ayasma anyasi kondanyu bhagavatu avidure nisinno hoti. Venerable Anyasi Kondanya was sitting near the Buddha, Pallankang abhujitva, having made the cross-leg posture, Ujung Kayang Panidahaya, having made the body erect, Tanha Sankaya Vimutting Pachavikraman. Tanha Sankaya Vimutting Pachavikraman. So Tanha Sankhaya Vimutti can be translated as either Nibbana or the Phala Samapatti according to the tradition. It can be either Nibbana, it can be either Magga, because the state where Tanha ceases, gets seized, or is destroyed, get destroyed, is called Nirvana, and the path which destroys the Tanha can also be called Tanha Sankhya. Vimutti is the liberation. So we attain the liberation in Nirvana. Normally, when we say another point, whenever Lady Sad also points this, it's like when we want to talk about a Vimutti, a liberation, if you will go into the Sutta commentary itself and see on this. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So here we can see Tanha Sankhyamutin, Tanha Sankhiyati, Pahiyati, gets abandoned, gets destroyed. Ithati Tanha Sankhya. So the place, the state where Tanha gets eradicated or is abandoned is called Nirvana. Right. So then another point, Tasmin Tanha Sankhya Vimutti. Tanha va Sankhiyati Pahiyati Etenat. So Tanha Sankhiyati Pahiyati. So we will put all this. Tanha Sankhiyati Pahiyati Etenati Tanha Sankhya. So when we come into the path consciousness, by which the Tanha is eradicated. Nirvana is the state where Tanha is eradicated. So whenever Lady Sayadaw is of the opinion in Paramattha Dipani that we should not say, we should not use Tanha, Nibbana in the instrumental case for eradicating the defilement. Because we can say when we observe the Nirvana, when the Magga Chitta observes Nirvana, it eradicates the defilements. So Magga Chitta is acting like an instrument here. The act of eradication is done, is caused, we can say, caused or done by the Magga. Then if you think about the eradication itself, according to the Theravada, the eradication itself is Nirvana. And also the state which is attained is Nirvana, because we don't differentiate the eradication and the state freed from Tanha, though we see a slight difference, but the ancient teachers have mentioned that they are same, they are the same. So here, the point what I want to emphasize, we don't normally say Kilesas are eradicated by Nirvana. Kilesas eradicated or Kilesas get eradicated or get abandoned in Nirvana. That's the usage. So when we say location, we have 4 types of location. I think we discussed this in the very few first classes. The 4 types of location: Opasilesika, Samipa, Vesaika, and Vyapika. If oil is spread on a certain surface, Vyapika. If we sit on a chair, Opasilesika, our 2 things are touching each other, then the location, close by location. Savatyang Viharti Jetavani, close to Savatthi. Then we have Okasa. Okasa is living in a village, or Vesaika, living in a village, or flying in the sky. So what Sayadaw is telling is this etha, in when we come into nirvana, when the defilements are removed or eradicated, that etha is Vesaika Adara. Vesaika Adara. And there was this term used in Vibhavani mentioning that according to that definition, nirvana has to be used in the instrumental case related to defilements, because both the statements are related to defilements. Tanha is eradicated, or tanha gets eradicated. So another grammatical point is here we can see pahiyati and pahiyati, right? Pahiyati and pahiyati. So in the second sentence, tanha is eradicated by the magga, by the magga. Then in the second sentence, it gets eradicated in nirvana, So even though it's also eradicated by magga technically, but here the approach is different. We are not talking about the magga. It gets the place where it gets eradicated is normally called the nirvana. So normally the thing I want to mention is when we explain the defilements related to nirvana, nirvana is considered as the place where the place or state where the defilements are eradicated. When we talk about the magga, it's the instrument, it's the we can also call it as a subject who eradicates the nirvana defilements, who eradicates the defilements. So we can say tanha is eradicated by the magga. It's a karana sadhana, means it is acting as a instrumental. So then if we take it as an instrument, we have to take the subject as the noble person. Noble person is the subject, this becomes the instrument. If we don't take it as a, if we just go into the ultimate explanation, this becomes the subject, the magga eradicates nirvana, right? So these are the another important aspect when we are using nirvana related to kilesas, always use locative case, not the instrumental case. Right? So this is also one point Venerable Ledi Sayadaw has mentioned, and he didn't like the Vibhavani sentence, because according to that, nirvana definition was given in the instrumental case, and he says that there is no place, as I remember, there is no place where nirvana is used in the instrumental definition with related to the suffering or with related to the defilements, So then in both the case, the first definition, as Dr. Ryan mentioned, tanhakkaya vimutti is nirvana itself, right? Tasmik tanhakkaya vimutti, the liberation in that nirvana, liberation in that nirvana. And then the second explanation, liberation at the end of magga, pariyosana bhuta vimutti, the liberation which arises as a result of magga or as at the end of the magga, right? Because after the eradication is done, the vimutti palachitta appears. So he was contemplating on this. So it's not perfectly sure whether he was contemplating on the liberation in nirvana, right? Liberation in nirvana. Technically, the liberation in nirvana is the liberation in nirvana itself. Then, or either he was contemplating on the phala samapatti, So it's not clear. Maybe one of them, right? So the commentators are not sure which was the object, what was the object of Venerable Kondanya at that moment, because the definition was given tanha sankhya. But in reality, this is another point. In reality, he should have observing one. Maybe he was observing both time to time. So the commentators don't have a clue what was the real object of this person. So they gave the alternation. Both are possible. Both are possible. So what does this mean? It also shows that the if he was observing both, the commentators would have mentioned he was observing both time to time. But here they are giving an alternative explanation. It's just a guess. Seems a guess because the word tanha sankhya vimutti was given in the sutta. So we can interpret it in two ways, and we don't have a confirmed information. So what was the real contemplation of Venerable Anya Kondan? So this also shows that the commentarial tradition didn't have all the solid information about these stories, about these incidences. If it came from Anya Kundanja directly, or if it came from the Buddha, the commentarial explanation, as some would claim these days, traditionally, not in the academic level, in traditional level, some would say the commentary has come from the Buddha itself because of the sub-commentary mentions about the Pakinnaka Desana and so forth. So these are good evidences to show that if it was the Buddha, according to the tradition, he would have directly mentioned what was the object. And if the commentators were very sure, because tanha sankhya, we have seen sometimes one word can be explained in 4-5 ways, but the commentators say in this context only this meaning has to be taken, because they were very confirmed about certain incidences and certain interpreting methods. Maybe it's based on the context of the sutta, or maybe it's based on a historical fact. So these are just facts. So what was his object? So the commentators are giving making a guess, either this or that, this or that. Yeah. So we'll go back to the commentary, to the sutta, before we come to the discussion on this. Then Adasako Bhagava Ayasmantang Anyasi Kondanyang Avidure Nisinnang Palankang Abujitwa Ujung Kayang Panidhaya Tanha Sankhya Yumutting Pachavikarmana. So Buddha saw him who was sitting beside and doing the contemplation. Atako Bhagava, then the Blessed One, having known this meaning, uttered this utterance. There was nothing special because he saw this and he uttered this utterance, which explains about this Anya Konnanja's liberation, and also about, actually it was explaining about his liberation, mainly about his liberation. Then the commentators also give some information that Anya Kondanya was very fond of going into the no. So when we come to Etamattam Viditva, Etang Anyasi Konnanya Terasa Aggapala Pachavikkanam Viditva. Knowing this contemplation of Venerable Anyasi Konnanya, knowing this contemplation, he uttered this utterance which explains this incident, this observation. Then the commentators say, last line of the first paragraph, Ayanhi Ayasma, this venerable, Bahulam, Palasamapattin Samapajyati, attains into the Palasamapatti very often, very frequently, like many times he does it. Tasma Idapi Yamaka. So there he did this here as well. And then for your information, when he was called, his name, real clan name was Kondanya, and he was called Anyasi Kondanya, right? He was called Anyasi Kondanya. So what was the reason? He was the first to understand the Buddha's teaching. Anyasi Kondanyu, right? Anyasi is a verb actually. You can see Anyasi is a verb. Anyasi plus Kondanya. Sorry. So no, this has become a noun actually. This has become a noun, but we can call it a samasa actually. But this is a verb. It's a very, very strange type of a combination. Two nouns are compound with each other, but Anyasi has become a noun. Anyasi is the past tense of Janati. Anyasi is the past tense of Janati. So these are just usages that Buddha, this is a direct word Buddha used. So he has made a new word using a verb. right? So it means that when it is a living language, like spoken language, we do sometimes make such changes and construct new words. Even in English, we do it this sometimes. So that's why he was called the first to know. And if you go into, if you happen to look into Tipitaka in Sinhalese versions, somehow you will see the word as Anya Kondanya, not the Anyasi Kondanya. You'll see as Anya Kondanya. The C part is missing, right? Anya Kondanya. So maybe it was Anyaya Kondanya who became who was the Kondanya having known. But I think the sutta is very clear. Anyasi Vatabo Kondanya. C has been dropped in the Sinhalese version. So we normally say in Sinhalese, like when we preach Dhamma, we never say Anyasi Kondanya. We say Anya Kondanya, right? So in Sinhalese Tipitaka, you find it, the C has been dropped. Right? So yeah, see, these are the things regarding the sutta part. Before we go to the gatha, if you have anything to discuss, please.
Yes, hi Bante.
Dr. Ryan.
Yeah, so here you said that in the commentary of the sutta, the prose part, the commentator mentions two possibilities of the what is that, Tanha Sankhaya Vimukti.
Yeah.
So but then in the the explanation of the Etamata,
Yeah.
then he says in there that is the Agga Phala Paccavekkhana.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean
Yeah.
that it's the the reflecting or the reviewing of the Arahata Phala Citta?
Yeah. Seems like, right? Arahatta Phala Paccavekkhana. Yeah.
So does that mean that according to the commentary of the prose part, maybe he's just giving the possibilities, all of the possibilities. We can understand that term being two possibilities. But in this particular case, then it's the, Palapatavekana.
Right. Yeah, I also didn't notice that. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, so according to this, he is confirming that it was Agga Phala Paccavekkhana. But according to the explanation, we have two types of definitions, right? So the liberation in the Tanha Sankhya, then in the Tanha Sankhya, Tasya Palabhuta, Pariyosana Bhuta Vimukti, Tanha Sankhya Vimukti. Nipparyayena Arahatta Phala Samapatti. Or maybe this was the reason, like Nipparyayena, they are confirming that this is Arahatta Phala Samapatti.
Yeah.
Okay, so it maybe then the word can have two definitions.
Yeah.
Two definitions, but in Niparyaya means like ultimate, like the best explanation is our Phala Samapatti. So they have taken it, I think. Maybe this was the reason. Yeah. Niparyayena Phala Samapatti. Yeah, it's a good point. So because we have two definitions which are not similar, and then we in another place they confirm that it was the Phala Samapatti. Yeah. Any things to discuss?
So Bante, like the Niparyayena, they also like just like the best possibility, but it's not confirming. Is it like that, Bante?
How can we get a translation with Niparyaya and Paryaya? Paryaya is in a one manner, but not the best. How do you call it? Like, can anyone think of a good translation for this? Paryaya and Paryaya.
Pariyaya is like indirectly, right? So Niparyaya is directly.
Yeah.
That's my.
So yeah, indirectly, right?
I think Pariyaya is indirectly. and Nipriyaya is directly.
directly.
That's how I remember.
So if I went to the dictionary, I think everyone can see, it says order, cause, that is different, quality, method, figurative language, synonym, a term. So Niparyaya, without distinction or difference. Absolutely. So I'm unable to, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but it's actually not figuratively, but not figuratively
yeah,
means
not
directly.
non-figurative. Yeah, non-figurative is better. It's figurative. How do we explain the word figurative? Like
Figurative
if we give
is
like
yeah. So we use
Figurative.
literally
It's
and figuratively. So figuratively is indirect.
direct,
mm,
indirect, indirectly.
Yes, it's indirect.
Right, right. So it's like we can have few explanations, but if it literally means this is it, like very close to the meaning, directly if you want to say this, that is called Niparyaya. When we say Paryaya, it's not wrong, but it's not the direct literal meaning of the word. So Paryaya means are alternatives, but they like in terms of power, what is more close to the meaning? Niparyaya is more closer. Paryaya is like little bit far away. But sometimes in certain suttas, the Paryaya word can be used. Sometimes, then at that time they would say this is the meaning. So, for instance, Vimutti, the word Vimutti, if you go into the Katavattu, Vimutti Jnana, yeah, Vimutti Jnana. There are 4 types of Vimutti Jnana according to the Katavattu commentary. Pachavekkana Jnana is a Vimutti Jnana. Palachitta is a Vimutti Jnana. Magga Jnana is a Vimutti, and Vipassana is also Vimutti, Vipassana Jnana. And then they say out of them, the real Vimutti was Palachitta to them, according to Theravada. The real Vimutti. The Niparyaya Vimutti is Palachitta. Others are Paryaya. So likewise, I'm not sure, doesn't have the knowledge why they would say this is the Niparyaya and this is Paryaya. That to gain that we should have a more broader and understanding more, and also some information should be there which has come from the past. Why they would call something Niparyaya and something Paryaya? What was the basis for that? Because now Vimutti, we can say Vimutti, Nirvana seems to be the Niparyaya Vimutti to some person. For some, it would become, but sometimes they would say the Palachitta. So what was the basis for this Niparya and Paryaya explanation? I'm unable to, I don't have that knowledge much on that. So, but they have such distinction. But Paryaya, if you say Paryaya or Niparyaya, they are not wrong. Both are correct. That's also we should keep in mind.
Bante, like in the second definition, it said unchangeable, not to be returned. So maybe in this context, this is the meaning, Bante?
I didn't get not changeable.
Like if you see in the dictionary, you see the second definition is unchangeable.
Unchangeable, not to
Down
return.
here.
No, I don't
Yes.
think this is not the meaning here. No, no,
Oh, okay, Bante.
not the second definition.
So Vane,
Yes, Charlie.
I have a question, but it's not related to this one. Actually, in the first paragraph,
Okay, first paragraph in the Gata commentary or Sutta?
Sudha,
Okay, Sutta, sorry. Go to Sutta. Yes, okay.
like we often see Panangang Abujirwa Ujong Kaya Panitaya, this type of phrase. So they always emphasize this type of postures. So is there any sutta mentions the benefit of this posture?
Benefit of this posture. Sutta, I haven't gone through the commentators say this posture was given because it is convenient for the meditation. Especially it was mentioned in the Anapanasati, because when your body is erect, you can stay for a long period. But sutta, I haven't gone through. I have read a sutta which Buddha praises about walking meditation, like the walking posture. If you meditate walking, that would make you healthier. That would make you healthier means like it would gives you better. There are 5 benefits of walking meditation.
The
I think
Jangama Sutta, right?
this is the Panchaka Nipata. But
Yes.
the sitting posture, I haven't gone through, come across such explanation. Then, yeah, please.
I always see like they cross the legs posture. So it means this posture is very important. But I didn't read other sutras about the benefits.
And for the further information, as you raised the point, something that need to be given attention. If you go into the jhana vibhanga, right? If you go into the jhana vibhanga of vibhanga prakarana, the Buddha was mentioning, or the sutta, the book was mentioning that how do someone develop jhana? It doesn't give any specific meditation. Then the Vibhanga says you are supposed to sit. Now they just go palankang abhujitva ujum kayang panidaya parimukang sating upattapitva. That term is also found. Parimukang sating upattapitva, which is normally given to Anapanasati meditation. And this was mentioned in a general jhana context. So then the Vibhanga itself, not the commentary, Vibhanga itself explains each term, phrase by phrase. It's like uddesa and niddesa. Then the Vibhanga says, Parimukan Sating Upattapetva is you keep the Kammatthana Bimukang, like you bring the concentration towards the Kammatthana. Then Parimukang, Mukha means you keep the Nasikageva Mukha Nimitteva. So you keep the concentration around your nose and all this. Then what happened, some controversial point I'm mentioning, a certain group of monks, actually in Sri Lanka, they brought this issue and they are expounding that for each and every meditation, not only for Anapanasati, you have to keep the concentration around this nose and around the lip. While even you are doing Buddhanusati, keep the concentration here and do the contemplation, even while doing Vipassana. So why they bring this issue? Because if you have leisure, please go to this Jhana Vibhanga. You can see this. It's a long passage. One place you can see Parimukang Sating Upattapitva. Then go further. Each phrase has been explained. Then it has nothing mentioned. It only mentions about the nose and the Mukha Nimitta. Mukha Nimitta. So the commentators explain it as the upper lip, right? So then someone has brought this issue. But when I discussed with my friends about this matter, because there was no direct evidence to disclaim what they say, but we know practically there's no importance in keeping the concentration here while we do the Buddhanusati and so forth. I don't see any relevance here. But technically, how to say that disprove, or what is the technicality behind this? So when I talked with my friend, my Abhyasa friend gave me some few explanations all around from the doctrine. They were not very solid facts to disprove. But when we say Parimukang Sating it says that there are three alternations, that you bring the concentration towards the kammatthana object. That is a one explanation. Like you direct your attention towards the object you are contemplating, or then you keep the attention around this nose and lips. That is for your anapana. So there are three explanations of parimukkhang sati. So our conclusion was that in the jhana vibhanga, so what the book says is mukha nimitta and nasikagga is exclusive to the anapanasati. Then the remaining concentrations you don't need to have such an attention. But there are some monks who claim who says that because of this jhana vibhanga explanation, all the meditation needs to have such an attention at your nose or at your lip, right? So because it was very close to this Pallankang Abhujitva, as you said, Buddha has always mentioned about this posture, right? So, and in the Chankamana Sutta, he mentioned about the walking meditation posture. So someone can think, is it always necessary for every meditation to sit and have an erect body? I personally don't think, because I don't see any relevance in that. The posture when you do the real contemplation, even some has attained arahanthood while standing and so forth. So, but there is such technical problems, issues that were brought by some monks on this phrase.
It's because like in Myanmar, some meditation center is very emphasized in the Parangang Abhujitva, this type of postures.
Yeah.
So even some Chinese traditional practice, they also very emphasize about this.
Right. Okay. So do they say any relevance to the practice, like why it is so important? Other than
from my personal experience, I feel this actually this easy to get in the concentration if you compare with other postures.
Yeah, easy to have concentration, right? It's a very comfortable posture. That's why.
But like a lotus postures for some practices very painful, but after that, it's very good. I just want to find the reference from Tipitaka.
But no, I haven't gone through, not yet. If I find, I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you, Bante.
Bante, regarding the point that you mentioned in the Paramattha-dipani about the usage of like it is for refuting the Vibhavini, right, Bante? It's not this commentary is correct in explaining it, right, Bante?
This commentary doesn't make that because it says etta to nirvana, etena to magga, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
what the Lady Shadow is bringing is, in the commentaries and also in the suttas, mostly the word locative case has been used to nirvana. That's what his argument. He's not disproving the commentaries. He's going against the Vibhavini.
Oh yes. So this commentary is the correct approach, right, Bante? Like according to Lady Shadow.
Shadow's knowledge is also based on this commentarial explanation.
Okay, Bante. Thank you, Bante.
That should not be brought as an issue to prove the commentary. Based on this information, he disclaims Vibhavini.
Yes. So yes. So like that is for disprove the
original source. This is the original source. Paramattha-dipani in that regard is the secondary source. It's like Paramattha-dipani is based on these kind of explanation on commentaries, in commentaries.
Okay, Bante. Thank you, Bante.
So it's not that we should not bring the Paramattha-dipani to prove this commentary in this regard, because sometimes the Lady Shadow has gone against the commentary. There are places, but in this regard, I think the Paramattha-dipani explanation is based on these commentarial approaches.
Okay, Bante. Understand, Bante.
Okay. So then we'll go into the Gatha. Yeah, so yassa mulang chama natti panna natti kuto lata tang dhirang bandana muttang kotang ninditu marahati deva pinang pasansanti brahmunapi pasansito. Right, so I think Dr. Ryan explained it in detail. We could understand the meaning very easily, very clearly. So if we make it like how to understand the Gatha, how to understand the Gatha here. We'll try to make the sentence. So yassa mulang chamanati panna natti kuto lata. So this is a relative clause. So we can see what is the subject, what is the verb, natti, natti. So then the nominative case, nominative case is the subject in most of the cases. So this is a active voice verb. So mulang natti, chama natti, panna natti, lata natti. So there are many verbs, many nouns, but they have used the only singular natti form. Yassa mulang. If you want, we can put cha, or we can say mulang natti chama natti, if you want, right? Mulang cha, or we can say mulang natti chama natti panna natti kuto latha. So here, if you want to add a verb, you have to put ati, because it's asking a question, right? Where is, from where there is creeper? Mula is root. This is, we are taking the entire life as a tree. Mulang is the root. Chama is the ground upon which it is located. Panna are leaves. Lata are creeper. Lata are creepers. So it can be used as a creeper, or a creeper here means like we can say the branches that go up in a tree, or this can be used to a completely a tree which grows on the earth. Normally the commentators are given the word is ruka, right? So they are asking, there is no root, no earth, no ground, no leaves, and where's the leaf, where's the creeper from where there is a creeper? So he's asking a question. So if you put natti here, it gives a completely a different meaning, that it indicates that there is a creeper. So it's asking a question, if there is no such things, how there can be a creeper? So when we look into the order, mulang is the root, chama is the earth, then the leaves and the creeper. So therefore the commentators have mentioned, instead of taking in this way, right, instead of taking it in this way, an alternative explanation is, all these are, the previous are same. Then instead of coming, because we can know creeper and leaves come at the end of the creepers, so they would have changed latha natti kuto panna, right? Panna, kuto panna. So they have changed the order. I think Dr. Ryan also mentioned that this was, the commentators have changed the order here. Panna natti kuto lata, lata natti kuto panna. Right? So this was given as the first explanation, and the other as the second. To go into the commentary, we can see yes, panna natti kuto latati. I hope you can see panna natti kuto latati. Right? Natti lata kuto panna. Pada sambandha. The word order should be known as the other way around. Normally we read panna natti kuto lata. So they are saying pan lata natti kuto panna. So it's a not even the reverse order. It's like one after another. It's completely changed. Natti lata kuto panna. Because of panna, if there is no creepers, there's no possibility that the leaves would come up, right? So this is the explanation. So then we just roughly go through the meanings. Mulang is referred to avidya. Avidya, that is the ignorance. Chama, the ground. So what is on which the avidya is based on? So sometimes we have a question on this. Now the dependent starts from avidya. So what is the cause of avidya? Buddha mentioned, I don't say the avidya is causeless. Avidya also has certain ahara, causes. Ahara. So here is a very good sutta to say, commentary and explanation. What are these causes? Tassava patittha hetubhuta, the reasons. It's dependence, or the where it grounds, it has avidya has a footing, and that's reason, causes. What are these? Asava, nivarana, ayoniso manasikara. So these are the causes of avidya. Asava is one. Asava, nivarana, ayoniso manasikara, sankhata. Sankhata is called. So these are the, according to the Theravadis, if someone asks what are the causes of avidya in the dependent origination, in some places, in one sutta, asava samudaya, avidya samudayo. Because of asava, avidya arises. Also we can use nivarana and ayoniso manasikara. If we can use asava and nivarana, I don't see a problem in using other like oga, yoga and so forth. Should be possible. Ayoniso manasikara is a very good explanation, because of the unwise contemplation, we get all the unwholesome thoughts, right? So it's also one very important fundamental. Cause of avidya has been mentioned. Chama patavi cha natti aggamagena samugghatitatta. So all these, there is no avidya and neither the causes of avidya, because they have been completely eradicated by path consciousness. Then the order natti lata kuto panna, there's no creeper, no leaves. That is the order should be. Then they are explaining what are these creepers. What are the creepers? Lata pinatti. Manati manadi pabeda. Mana and atimana. Mana is conceit. There are various types of mana. Atimana is the like highly conceited, right? Very proud, arrogant. Saka, pasakadi, sankata, latha. So here latha, creeper, according to the commentary, are the branches. Saka, pasakadi, sankata. Normally when we say latha, we know a creeper that has that goes, it doesn't go like a tree, right? Creeper go on the ground, or it goes upon any surface. It cannot stand alone. A creeper cannot stand erect on the ground. So here the word lata has been used for branches. For branches. So it's because they go like creepers. Maybe that's the reason. Kuto eva mada pamada maya sateyadi pannati attu. So when there is no branches of mana and atimana, how can there be the outcomes? Outcomes of mana and atimana and so forth are pamada, negligence. So pamada is pamada, mada, intoxication. Mada, pamada is negligence, right? Then mada, pamada, maya, sateya. Maya and sate. Maya means, if my memory was correct, like they show off things that they don't have. Sateya is covering off your faults, or maybe they have to be switched. Like one is concealing your own faults, one is pretending that things that you don't have, like not having a jhana, he's claimed that he has a jhana, or he pretends to have attained a jhana, like not having being a noble, he pretends such, and also claim that he doesn't have any faults, he conceals his defects. So these are Maya and Sateya, right? Maya and Sateya. You can check whether what was Maya and what was Sateya exactly. I always make confusion on this. So these are the outcomes of mana, atimana, and so forth. So it's a very nice comparison analogy. Root is avidya, the earth is nivarana, asava, and ayoniso manasikara. The creeper, the branches are mana, atimana, and all these. Maybe we can include tanha, ditti, and also all these. Then we have mada, pamada, sateya, maya, sateya. These are, it seems like these are the behavioral attributes. Like, so these are the defilements, mana, atimana, and so forth. Then madapamada is like we get intoxicated about our youth and so forth. We become very negligent, and also show things that we don't have, and also conceal our faults. These are like towards the behaviors of the person. So like, so we can see a causal relationship. Chama, Mula, Lata, and Saka. So that's why the commentators have also changed the order. Then they are giving another alternative explanation. Panna Natti Kutolata. So the same as the order should be taken as the sutta presents itself. Panna Natti Kutolata. So why they are giving that explanation? Rukkang Kurasa, in the sprout time, Vaddamanas, when the sprout is growing, Patamang Pannani Nibbadati. First the leaves come out. So now we are talking about the growth of a tree. Pacha, Saka, Pasaka, Sankata, Lata, Katva, Vutta. So when we consider about the growth of a tree, first the two leaves come. Normally two leaves come. Then the branches appear later, right? So Tatta, Yassa Aryamagga, now they are telling, according to that explanation, how do we understand this? Then this also has a very nice Dhamma points to be discussed. Few. Tatta Yassa Aryamagga Bhavanaya Asati. Aryamagga Bhavanaya Asati. Uppajjana Rahasya Attabhava Sankhatasya Aryamaggassa Bhavitatta Yang Avidya Sankatang Mulang Tassa Patittana Bhutang Asavadi Natti Tatta Yassa Aryamagga Bhavanaya Asati Uppajjana Rahasya Attabhava Sankatasya. So here the last part, Aryamaggassa Bhavitatta, right? Aryamaggassa Bhavitatta, because of developing or practicing the noble path. Yang Avidya Sankatang Mulang, the root which is called Avidya, and Tatsa Patissa Patitta Bhutang Asavadicha Natti, doesn't have the ground, causes of Avidya and so forth, right? So he doesn't have Avidya or the reasons of Avidya, right? So Yassa, to a person, Aryamagga Bhavanaya, because of the meditation. So we can have two explanations on this. Aryamagga Bhavanaya Asati Uppajjana Rahasa Attabhava Sankatasya. Yeah. So when there is no development of path, Aryamagga Bhavanaya Asati Uppajjana Rahasa Attabhava Sankatasya. So Attabhava means the life, like the five aggregates. Uppajjana Rahasya, that are supposed to arise. So these are the things that in our fundamentals class, what we discuss as Anuppanna Dhamma. So Anuppanna Dhamma means the life or the aggregates which are supposed to happen. Uppajjana Rahasya Attabhava Sanka. Attabhava Rukkasya, the tree of life. So there is a tree that has already grown up. So when the path has not eradicated, not arisen, we have to consider about the trees that are supposed to happen. So this plays a huge role in our tradition. This Uppajjana Raha, the realities that are supposed to arise. We call it Anuppanna Dhamma. We call it Anuppanna Dhamma, that have not arisen yet. So why those Anuppanna Dhammas exist? As long as the meditation of path, noble path, has not attained. So another point, that when we explain about the practice, about the development, liberation, these Anuppanna Khandas are also given a very high place, because from them we get liberated. Right? So then Mula Gahanena Chitta, Mula Karanata. So then there is no root, there is no earth, and the tree. So there are two trees we are talking: the tree which has already grown and the tree which is supposed to happen. Right? So then when there is no root, Mula Gahanena Chitta, Mula Karanatha, Bijathanyang Kammang Tadabhavopi Gahitu Kammang Tadabhavopi Gahito Yevati Vintam. So when we take the Mula, which is the Avijja, right? Mula Karanatha Bijathanyang Kammang Tadabhavopi Gahito Yevati Vintam. So when we take the root here, the word root, Mula Gahanena Chitta, Mula Karanatha, so Bijathanyang Kammang Tadabhavopi Gahito Yevati, because we are talking there is no root, which is called Avijja, right? And also the Asavas, which are the root, which are the causes for this Avijja. And then we also need to take the Kamma and also its absence. When the Kamma is there and when the Magga has been eradicated, Magga has arisen, Magga has been aroused, the Kamma also become inactive. Then we consider it as absent, right? So the Kamma, the functioning of Kamma also should be considered here. Asaticha Kamma Bhije, when there is no Kamma Bija, the seed of Kamma, Tan Nimitto, Vinyanankuro, Vinyanankura Nimittacha, Namarupa Salayatana, Patta Sakha Dayocha, Nibbatti Nibbatti Santi Eva. Yeah. So Mula Dhana, now Buddha is, now the commentary is saying Mula was taken as Avijja. Mula Gahaneneva Chitta, Mula Karanatha Bijathaniyam Kamma. So here the Kamma was taken. Why is that? When the Mula is Avijja, when the Avijja is not present, the Kamma which have Avijja as the reason, Mula Karanatha. So here Mula Karanatha means not the cause of the Mula, having Mula as the cause. It's another point. Like Mula Karanatha, we can have two meanings. Mulassa Karana, Mulang Karanang Yassa. So here, to my understanding, they are going to explain the Paticcasamuppada, how the tree grows. The Paticcasamuppada is going to be explained. So Avijja is the root. So then having Sankara, Kamma has Avijja as the cause. So when we take the Mula is absent, so the Kamma, Mula is Avijja, Kamma which has the cause of Avijja. So Mula Karanata Bijathaniyam Kammang Tadabhavopi Gahito Evadi. Right? So the Kamma is not present because the Avijja is absent. But looking at this sentence, in the first impression would be Mula Karanatha Bijathaniyam Kammang. The root comes from the seed. Root comes from the seed. So it seems like Kamma is the Bija is the reason of the Mula, right? Someone can think in that manner. Like, but since we can see the Paticcasamuppada has been explained, so Avijja is the cause, Kamma is the effect, Kamma is the outcome. So here Mula Karanatha means having mula as the cause, the kamma, the seed of kamma, and also its absence is also taken. It means when avidya is there, kamma would happen. When avidya is not present, kamma is also absent. So when we take the mula, the kamma, we go into the kamma also. Right? When we take the avidya, we go into the kamma. Then asatita kamma beje, when there is no seed of kamma, tan nimitto vinyanankuro, the vinyana, the sprout of vinyana, ankura, the sprout of vinyana, which has the kamma as the reason. Because of kamma, vinyana arises. Vinyanankura nimitta, because of vinyana, namarupa salayatana patta sankadeo, sakadeo. Salayatana patta sakad. So then with the vinyana, we have namarupa salayatana, which are like the leaves and also the branches. So that's why they bring panna natti kuto lata. Panna is the sprout here. Lata means the leaves which come and also the branches which comes later after the sprout. So then they are explaining it in the Paticcasamuppada method, one after another. Tena vuttang yassa mulang chamanati panna natti kutola. So this explanation talks about the Paticcasamuppada according to the simile. So we talk about avidya, kamma, vinyana, avidya, sankhara, vinyana, namarupa, salayatana, and so forth. And also we give attention to this anupanna dhamma, upajjana rahassa attabhava sankatassa. Right? Attabhava sankatassa. Then the other parts are tang dirang bandana mutang. So that person who has freed himself from, who is free from this bandana and so forth. Kotan ninditu marahasi, who is able to accuse him. Etta unti. I think this one should be tanti, right? The like the same thing, like we had last time. Kutotang ninditu marahati. Etta tanti nipatamatta. Kotan ninditu marahati. I don't know why it was taken as a nipatamatta or whether it was any mistake something. So kotang nindu, who deserves to accuse him, right? So evang sabba kilesa vipmuttang siladi anuttara guna samannagatang ko nama vinyu jatiko ninditum garahitum arahati. Who is capable of, or who deserves to accuse such a person, right? So sabba kilesa vipamuttang siladi anuttara guna samannagatang. So we would have easily thought that that person, tang, would refer to that person. So tan virang bandana muttang ko ninditu marahati. So this tang is there. So maybe that's why they are taking this as a redundant. This tang is taken as a redundant, right? Ko tang dirang bandana muttang ninditu marahati, right? So that's how we should make the sentence. That's how we should make the sentence. Ko tang bandana muttang dirang ninditu arahati. Right? So that's why one tongue has been explained as a redundant or a nipatamatta. Right? Deva api nam pasansanti, even devas praise him. Api sadhena manussapi, even humans has to be considered here. Kincha biyo, what's to say more? Even the Brahma, Brahmanapa, even the Brahma praise, he's praised by Brahma, Mahabrahmanapi. So this P sound includes also Anye Pihi, Brahmana, Naga, Brahmana, Naga, Yakka, Gandhabaditi, Pasansito, all the beings like Yakkas, Gandhabas, and so forth would also praise him, right? So then we'll conclude the explanation by completing the sentence. Yassa mulang chamanati. So these are the two explanations. Yassa mulang chamanatti, pannanatti kutolata, ko tang bandana muttang dirang ninditung arahati, right? Ninditung arahati, deva apinang, nang is equal to tang, pasan santi, then brahmo napi, pasan situ. So brahmo napi, pasan situ. So if you want to make it grammatically, so that person is praised or acclaimed by even the Brahma and so forth. Yeah. So it's a very nice gatha. We saw some strange phenomena, changing the word order completely, giving a different manner. Panna natti kuto lata, lata natti kuto panna, which was very strange, which was given on the basic normal ordinary knowledge about the growth of a tree, appearance of a tree. Then we still try to stick to the order given in the sutta and make an explanation, not looking at a grown-up tree, but how a tree grows, and then that with that growth, the commentators have brought the Paticca into the action, have applied it, and try to give a Dhamma explanation on this, even bringing up the Anupanna Dhammas to explain the continuation of samsara due to kilesa, and then praising that person because of his quality. So this gatha have contained lots of, like, according to the Theravada tradition, it has explained the path. Path means the existence of the samsara and also the liberation in it, and also acclaimed or praised a person who has completed this course and become an arahant, noble being. Yeah. So it was a very nice kind of a gatha. So we can have a discussion on this.
Yeah, hi Bante.
Yes, Dr.
Could you please go to the sentence Tattha Yassa Arya Magga Bhavanaya Asati?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in there, I have difficulty connecting the Yassa, Tassa, and there is the yang there. So how should we connect them, Bante? This is Yassa Arya Magga Bhavanaya, and then later on we have Yang Avijja Sankatang Mulang, and then we have Tassa. So could you please walk me through this one?
Yeah, we'll try to analyze this.
Yeah.
Tatta yassa arya magga bhavanaya asati uppajjana rahassa attabhava rukkassa arya maggassa bhavitatha yang avijja sankatang mulang tassa patittana bhutang asavadichanati. So we'll go from the behind, right? From back to right. Asavadida natti, there is no asava. Then patittana bhutang, tassa patittana bhutang asavadicha natti. So asavadi is the adjective of asavadi is patittana bhutang. This is neuter gender, adi. Neuter gender singular. Patittana bhutang is neuter gender singular, natti. So asava, which is the ground, doesn't exist. Tassa, of that or of him. Now we'll keep this behind for a while. Tassa. Tassa patittana bhuta. So here tassa seems, because before it explains about the avijja, and in the sutta commentary explains the ground of this is the ground of avijja. So tassa patittana bhutang asavadicha natti. So tassa means tassa mulassa avijja sankatang mulang tassa patittana bhuta asavadicha natti. So this cha combines these two phrases, combines these. Avijja sankatang mulang natti tassa patittana bhutang asavadicha natti. Right. So this is this cha is combining those two sentences. So then we can assume that at this moment, so while we are going through, we can assume this tassa is connected to the avidya sankatang mula. Right? So then yang avidya sankatang mulang, that which yang is connected to avidya sankatang mulang, and its ground, which are asava, do not exist. So what was the reason why avidya is no more, why asava is no more? Arya Maggasa Bhavitatta, because of the development of Arya Magga. Bhavitatta, reason, Arya Maggasa Bhavitatta, development of reason. Now we come the another difficult point here. Attabhava Sankhatas Arya Maggas. And also we can have a similarity of cases. So then what happens? Arya Magga is a path consciousness. Attabhava is the entire life, all the 5 aggregates. So we normally don't equalize these two. So I think we should dismiss the possibility of Attabhava and Arya Magga are connected. So we have to consider this is a separate part and this is separate part. So Arya Maggasa Bhavitatta yang avidya sankatang mulang tassa patittana bhutang asavadicha nati. Now we come into a different part. Attabhava rukkassa uppajjana rahassa. So Attabhava rukka means the tree of life, which is supposed to happen. Uppajjana rahassa. Then we come into this asati. Asati, the absence. This is a locative case like sati, santa, but it can be used in many meanings of the cases. This is normally, that is how it's a fixed case normally, asati and sati. So then Arya Magga Bhavanaya asati. Yassa Arya Magga Bhavanaya asati. Right. Then we come how to connect this Yassa and Arya Magga Bhavana. Right? Yassa and Arya Magga Bhavana. Arya Magga Bhavana is a feminine gender now. So Yassa and Arya Magga are not connected. Otherwise, it would have been Yassa Arya Magga Bhavanaya. So this is masculine or neuter gender. Masculine or neuter. Then this is feminine. So then Arya Magga Bhavana is different from Yassa. So then this Yassa, we have 2 possibilities. We have few possibilities. One is whether we can think Yassa and Tassa are connected. There's one possibility when we look into the phrase. Then we understood Tassa is connected to Avidya Mula. And so far we assume that Tassa is connected to the Mula of Avidya. So then it is not related to the relative clause because it has a different connection. So if so, this is a relative clause, then we have to find out what is the demonstrative word of this sentence. That is another question that we have to think about. Then the next thing is Yassa. Who is this Yassa? Is Yassa connected to Uppajjana Rahassa? Yassa Uppajjana Rahassa Attabhavas, of which the life which is supposed to occur, is it connected to this, or is it connected to the person of whom? Because Yassa and Arya Magga Bhavanaya are not possible because they have different genders. Then the person, the practitioner, Yassa Arya Magga Bhavanaya asati uppajjana rahassa attabhava sankha attabhava rukkassa. So one way of taking this is Yassa Arya Magga Bhavanaya asati. So in whom, when the path consciousness is absent, asati, when the path consciousness is absent, uppajjana rahassa attabhava sankhatassa, the life which is supposed to occur, it's just not a complete phrase, but in whom the non-arisen attabhava, the life. Why is that? When the Arya Magga is not present, right? Not present. Arya Maggasya bhavitatha yang avidya sankatang mulam. So then this uppajjana rahasya attabhava sankatasya is connected to yang. Yang avidya, the avidya sankatang mulang, and its cause of this attabhava, which is supposed to happen. Uppajjana rahasya attabhava sankhatasya yang avidya sankatang mulang tasya patitthana mulang asavadi. So the root, avidya root, and the grounding asava and so forth of this life, which is supposed to happen. And why that is absent? Arya Maggasya bhavitatha, because of the practice of development of Arya Magga, they are absent. They are absent. So then yeah, so then according to that explanation, Yassa becomes the person, and at the absence of then what is this clause? This clause is an adjectival clause of this uppajjanaraha attabhava. Uppajjanaraha attabhava rukha. I'll just use the attabhava. Okay, attabhava rukha. The tree, life of tree, which is supposed to happen when the path is not arose yet. So this has no effect. This part has no effect to the other parts. It's only connected to this. This is should be taken as a one adjectival clause and a noun clause. Uppajjana arahas attabhavas. So of whom there is the life of tree supposed to happen when the path has not been developed, right? So of that tree, the root, avidya, and the grounding are not there because the path has been developed. Because the path has been developed. Then the question comes, right? Then the question comes, what is this relative clause? This is surely is a relative noun. So where is it connected? Where is the subordinate? What is the demonstrative clause? Demonstrative noun. So if you go into the next sentence, we find mula gahaneva chitta mula karanatta be. Then it's a completely a different sentence. It's a different sentence. So it has no relationship, because they are telling after that kamma and sankhara, vijnana, and so forth. Tena uttang. Therefore, it is mentioned yassa mulang chamanati pannanati kutolosa. So then they are connecting it again. So then we have to go to the above part. From here, I think we can get a clue. So this is the normal explanation, pannanati kutolata. Then we had the alternation also, pannanati kutolata, nattilata kuto panna, and up to here it was explained. Then the alternative explanation was here, right? And here. Now tattha is now this second alternative explanation, they are going to explain it. They are going to explain it how to collaborate with the fundamental teachings. This is an explanation about the meaning, how they want to match the fundamentals. The grammatical explanation of this sentence we can find here, I suppose. We'll go and check. Tatta yassa mulam chamanatti yassa arya puggalassa attabhava rukka mula bhuta avidya tassava patittha hetu bhuta. Tassava here, tassa means tassa is avidya because it was feminine gender. Here, because of mula, it became neuter gender, right? Tassava patittha hetu bhuta asava nivarana ayonusu mansikara sankata chama patavicha natti aggamagena samughati tattha. So then what happens here also, it's just a relative clause. Then tongue. So this is the demonstration of this yassa. So this yassa is connected to this tongue. So that's why if we go into the sentence even, yassa moolang natti chama lata natti kuto panna kotang ninditu marahati. So these are the two demonstrative and relative nouns. So it seems like the commentator has not just translated the relative clause without having any demonstration here, because the demonstration should be connected with the sentence somewhere else. So this one and this one seems to be the demonstrations.
Yes, this is very clear. So in fact, it is. Yeah, thank you so much for the detailed explanation, and from the side, I now have some more insight into how to read commentary. So basically, just explain that relative clause up there. I see.
Sorry. Yeah, it seems a little bit strange, like, because I also was trying to find out where the relative clause, demonstrative clause was. Then found that this, because in the Gatha also, this is these are the two places. And what happened is the relative clause has been explained in detail, so we don't find a complete sentence in all these explanations. So here also it's not a complete sentence. Here also it's not a complete sentence in the end. Yeah. So the sentence becomes completed from the other paragraph.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Any questions on this? Okay. So shall we call it a day? I also need to attend the dana after this.
Okay. Thank you so much, Pandey.
So there were some messages. Chama is soil. Okay. Lata is wine. Is it okay as an alternative meaning? Is it okay as an alternative meaning? Chama as soil. Soil is normally translated as pansu in Pali, but when we go into the meaning, what the other things like earth or soil? What is the real basis for a tree? How do we think in the English perspective, like practical perspective? Should we take the ground or should we take soil? Someone has asked the question: can chama soil be an alternative to chama?
I think it's fine.
Fine, right? It seems fine, right? Because all the nutriment is taken from the soil, right?
Yeah.
Because how do we think when someone grows a tree in a pot, still the tree grows? So can we call the soil in the pot as a ground in English? No, right?
I don't think so. No.
So therefore, if you want to cover the entire thing, yeah, soil it's a good suggestion. Yeah, seems like. Yeah, its alternative is possible. I think it's a good alternative. How about wine and creeper? They have two meanings or the same? V-I-N-E, wine.
I don't know that word. What is it?
V-I-N-E. You can see in the chat. V-I-N-E. So it's to me, directly message to me. V-I-N-E, wine. Wine. Can you see? This is also creeper, right? Same meaning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think it's the same. Yeah, maybe it's different, the creeper.
I think the Siali Uttama has asked the question. You think they are possible? And wine seems seems nice. Okay. So yeah, so we'll call it a day, and thank you for listening. And Wednesday we are going to do the Q&A session.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sadhu.
Thank you so much, Ante. Sadhu.
And I want some suggestion. Do you have any idea how can, because our website is not updated yet, how